Hello and welcome back to Master Debating. I'm your host, Lauren Leone, and thanks for tuning in. Last year, Google released a map depicting the most uniquely searched dessert in each state. In New York and the majority of the states in the Northeast looked up apple crumb pie recipes. Now, despite pie's popularity, data released by Statista revealed that in 2019, cakes were responsible for an 82% share of bakery sales in U.S. grocery stores, whereas pies accounted for 17% share that year. So I'll pose the question right now, which is it? Is cake better than pie? Joining me today are two debaters, the first being Rachel Valentine, who is a member of the American Pie Council and goes to Ithaca-based bakery Mama Said hand pies so often that she earned a year's worth of free pies. And on my right is cake advocate Simon Nealon, who is a Great British Bake Off enthusiast and calls himself a professional baker after spending so much time watching cake videos on Instagram. So Simon, we'll first kick off our debate with you. Do you have any brief opening statements that you would like to make this morning?
All right, so cake, events that are special, events that bring our family close to us, that bring love to our lives, like our birthday. What do we eat? Cake. Our wedding, when we get married, what do we eat after our 7-course meal? Wedding cake. Cake is way more superior. We eat it during holidays and occasions. Cake is the best.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Now, Rachel, any opening remarks from you?
Yeah, absolutely, and you could really say the same for pie. I mean, pie is an art. It takes special skill and talent to create a pie that fills your house with aroma. You can bring pie to any occasion, and it is just as delicious and filling. You can have wedding pie. You can have birthday pie. There's a lot of people who don't like cake.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Now, Simon, I want to go off a point that Rachel just made. She said that pie is an art, a skill that you can definitely have. So, in your opinion, would you say that cake making is this masterly skill that you have to achieve, or is it something that the everyday baker might be able to do?
It is definitely a skill you have to build in order to be a master. You must first find a master cake baker in order to become an apprentice baker. Cake is way more of an art because you think of pies, right? They are just ugly. That's why you throw them in people's faces. That's why clowns get them thrown in their face. But when it comes to a cake, you go to France, you see the Mona Lisa, right? You can make a Mona Lisa cake. That is art. That is sheer art. It could be put in a cake museum.
Okay, but to go off something that you just mentioned, you said that pies are ugly. However, there is an abundance of new artists and bakers out there who are working to make pies more beautiful with decorations and toppings. So would you really say that pies are ugly considering the range of decorations that are available these days?
Yes, pies are definitely ugly because they're easy to burn, they're flaky, they're gross, they're made with fruits no one likes. Pie sucks.
Okay, now moving on to you, Rachel, a question that I have referencing holidays, like Simon just talked about. There are some commonly associated holidays with pie, like Christmas and Thanksgiving. But can you speak a little bit more about how pie could maybe be expanded beyond that, if at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can really bring pie to any occasion. I know we talked earlier about throwing pies in people's face, and while that was made to seem like a disgrace, it's really a compliment. I would love to get a pie thrown in my face. Nobody wants a dry, spongy, yellow, crusty cake thrown in their face. They're not going to want to eat that. If you get a pie thrown in your face, you're going to immediately start licking it off your face because it is going to be so delicious. So really, that's why we throw pie in people's face. It's so good. Now, another thing that I really like about pies, it's simplicity. Now, pies, as we mentioned earlier, you can fill them with fruit, you can fill them with chocolate, you can really fill them with anything. Now, cake, what do? You put frosting on them, decorations, pictures of people. That's not art. It's just a way to disguise the nasty, disgusting flavor dry on the inside.
Okay, but going off that point, something that has been more prevalent recently is there's a lot of baking shows specifically dedicated to cake decorating, but you don't see very many related to pie. Why is that? And could that indicate that cake is more popular?
Absolutely not. When you watch cake baking shows, it's really, again, all about what you see on the outside. One of my least favorite shows, Cake Boss, he makes all of his cakes out of PVC pipes and Rice Krispie treats. Now, that sounds like not cake to me. When you eat pie. You know, you have delicious berry fillings. You can even have savory fillings, and those things are more delicious to eat. Now, it may not be as appealing to the eye, although the circle is a much superior shape and something that, you know, I would like to eat a piece of, a pie. But, you know, cake, not a whole lot going on the inside.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Now, Rachel just attacked Cake Boss. And that's a lot of people's first introduction to, you know, cake on the big screen. So, Simon, what do you have to say to that?
I actually won season 69 of Cake Boss, and it took a lot of artistic skill to do so, right? You think of people who make art in forms of pies, you've never heard of them. You've never seen them. Why? It's because they're broke and homeless on the street because they tried to be a professional pie maker when no one wants to buy pies, right? You mentioned 82% of bakery sales are cake? Duh! 82% over 17% of apple poop? Forget the pies. I'm eating cake, baby.
All right, now something I want to get into a little bit is discussing how you can eat these things on the go. You know, there are a variety of ways that you can transport these desserts. So quickly, I want to ask both of you, how can you transport these and enjoy them on the go?
Well, you can really eat a pie anywhere. It's less messy, you know. The crust really holds everything in together. If you have a cake and you put it in some kind of plastic container, the frosting is smearing everywhere. When you go to take a turn in your car, the whole thing is just going to dump over on the side. Then when you go to slice it open, you know, you're really just having everything all mixed up. Well, a pie just stays really nice and firm.
Great, thank you so much. And now, Simon, let's talk about transportability very quickly. How can you eat cake on the go?
Okay, so Rachel just mentioned firmness. Pie has zero firmness. Are you kidding me? If pie was firm, when you threw it on someone's face, it wouldn't explode, spread all over their clothes, ruin their outfit, get all over their hair, get sticky, right? That goes everywhere. With cake, you can get a perfect slice that looks absolutely beautiful every time.
Thank you so much. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Simon and Rachel, thank you both so much for joining me. And what do you all think at home? Is pie better than cake or cake superior to pie? Coming up after the break, we will take a look at another controversial issue. Is being TikTok famous better for Pete Johans than being famous on YouTube or Instagram? Much more to come today, so don't go anywhere. Master Debating will be right back.